Alright, so here's a quick little tutorial on how I connect cages modularly to the frame rails of the parts of the trucks that I'm building. So I use these vice grips, clamp down the tab. I'm not sure what tab it is, I'll put it in the description. But then what I do is I take my drill and I put just a little dab of oil on it. Now I'm going to be welding to this later, so I'm going to have to clean the piece. And I want to make sure that I put my clutch on a low setting, because if I go with a high setting, it could break the bit in the tab. So I want to try to get as straight as possible. So I'm looking over the top, and then I'm going to go slow. Actually, I have my drill set too fast. I'm going to go slow and thread this piece. And my vice grip isn't tight enough. So you're going to want to make sure that your vice grips are super tight for this, because it's putting a lot of torque on that little area. There we go. Now I'm going back down, and so I'm going to tap it. So Scale Metal Supply sells these tabs. And so I go a little bit, and I back up, and I go a little bit more, and I back up, and I go a little bit more. And now I'm pretty much through the tab, and I'm chasing it all the way down through the threads on this bit. This is a self-drilling and tapping bit. So now I'm pulling up, and I've just threaded this tab. So now I can take my M3, so that's an M3 tap. Now I can put this through. So I'll do the other one, and then I'll show you real quick how this is useful. What did I do with my other tab? Here it is. So again, clamp it down. Try to get over the top so you can see it. Go a little bit. I can feel it grabbing. Now you don't want to go all the way through, because that puts a lot of torque on the threads. So I feel it grabbing, back up. And by backing up, you basically clear out the threads a little bit on your tap. So now I'm all the way through, and I can speed up a little bit. And I back up. So how this is cool is, if I want to make my cage, so I can either hinge my cage, or I can remove the cage, however you want to do it. I can go through the hole on the frame rail where the bumper would mount. I can get it threaded, get it started here. Go. So now I got this started, and it's good enough just to let it hang there. Let me get another screw. I think this is the one that I threaded. Yeah, I see some threads. So I'm going to put it on the same hole for the bumper mount. And this is on the Whoopacabra chassis, so I got that started through. So what's cool about this is that then if I put my rod through the tab, like so, I feed it through on this side, I can line it up. So now if I have my rod through, and clearing the rod enough so it's kind of binding up. But I don't know if I have the right, I think it's a 3. Is that what it is? Nope, 2.5. So now if I put this in, I tighten this down. So that's snug. This is helpful too, because then this will actually help define the width. I don't know where my little, oh, here's my driver. So if I drive this one home now, it's loose, so I'm fighting it back and forth. That's why I can't get it to line up. There we go, now we're closer. So now I should be able to tap this through, like that, and tap that one out. So now I have this piece where, say I wanted to bend a stinger like this, I can weld the stinger on, right? I can weld the stinger on, and then when this connection comes to here, or this connection comes up to here, I can unscrew this, and the whole, or I can leave it screwed, or if I unscrew this and hinge the front of the chassis, then the whole thing will come up in one piece, which is a really cool thing to do. So there you have it. That's how you make the hinges for your exocage. So now I've got my ground here. I'm gonna just tack it real quick in place. Move my ground over. Go. So now I can weld my stinger on. Let's get this out of there. I can weld my stinger on. However big I want it. I like having stingers on my trucks just because they give me somewhere to grab from. Less functional, more decorative, but nonetheless I still love having them. There's something good to hook onto also when it comes to winching and getting help, that kind of thing. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to weld this on and then find my bars that come up. Not sure how I'm going to do it yet, but once I get the top part on, we'll figure that part out.